All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. This is a continuation of Learn Helplessness, or asking ChatGPT about Learn Helplessness, and pretty much picking up where I left off. I was going to read Numbers 13 next, but I'm just going to jump down because, I pretty much put the whole passage, asking ChatGPT about it. But I'm just going to jump down here to get closer to the point, because this is when Israel was spying out the land, and you had Caleb and Joshua that came back for a good report, and then you had the rest of the Israelite spies that went out that were given a bad report. Meanwhile, this is what was going out, so I'm going to start here at verse 30. Says, "And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, 'Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it.'" So that's a good report. Let's go take the land. Look, we are well able. Who do we have with us? We have Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, with us. Shoot. He already took down an entire kingdom. He opened up the sea for us. Rain manna down from heaven. Like, what? Can't nobody stand in front of us. Can't nobody stop us. Verse 31, "But the men that went up with him said, 'We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we.'" So this is, the typical Jake mindset. Learn helplessness. Here it is that you, like I just said, you have the great power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, with you, guiding you, leading you, making a way for you. And you resorting back to, "Oh no, we can't do that." And this is from the beginning. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, "The land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature." So again, "And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature." So the land, it eats up the people. It's terrible. You don't want to go there. Let's just go back to Egypt, y'all. "And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight." And here, they're seeing themselves, we're grasshoppers. Meanwhile, we're the sons of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But it says, this is a perfect pairing of scriptures. Numbers 11, lusting for Egypt, and Numbers 13, fear of the giants. Together, they show the psychology of Israel in the wilderness, which lines up directly with the concept of learned helplessness. So it's going back to Numbers 11. I read that yesterday, so I'm just going to skip over it. Numbers 13, the fear of the giants. The spies confirmed the land flowed with milk and honey. The promise was true. So the promise of the land being plentiful, they saw that. Yeah, the land is plentiful. But most of them focused on the strength of the enemy. Walled cities, giants, Amalekites, Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, and Canaanites. So they see the walled cities, they see all the different nations that are there, and they get discouraged by that. But meanwhile, you got Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai with you. Instead of trusting Yahweh, they said, "We be not able." they are stronger than we. Their perception was warped. We were in their own sight as grasshoppers. So you got a warped perception about yourself. Here you are, was that in Exodus? It's just going to mention, you're the firstborn, you're the Lord's firstborn. You're supposed to be a nation of kings and priests. Like you hear, no, I can't do that. This is a defeated mindset, seeing themselves as weak, even when Yahweh had already given them the victory. Connection to learned helplessness, conditioned by captivity. Egypt trained them to think like slaves. Even free, they still longed for Egypt's comforts and feared its enemies. It reminds me of the scripture with Moses when he slew that Egyptian, and he was thinking, surely my people will understand, you know. But they didn't. They was like, are you gonna kill me like you killed that Egyptian? But that's the essence of learned helplessness. When you've been beaten down so much, you assume you can't win, even when deliverance is right in front of you. Number two, ingratitude and fear replace faith. In Numbers 11, they despise Yahweh's provision, the manna, and in Numbers 13, they despise his promise, the land. In both cases, instead of faith, they defaulted to complaint and fear. So rather than, walking on in faith, trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that he's hey, look, he brought us out this far. He ain't gonna bring us out. He brought us out of captivity. We were in a terrible condition. He's not gonna bring us out here just to, abandon us. He's gonna keep his word. He's gonna keep his promise. He said there was gonna be a covenant. He said that this land is gonna be ours. He said we would be fruitful and multiply. That we will rule over these nations, and he's just gonna leave us out here and abandon us. That's stupid. Identity crisis. Yahweh called them a chosen nation, his firstborn, Exodus 4:22. So you're a chosen people. And like it even says in Deuteronomy, was it 7? I think around 6. It says, I have chosen thee to be above all nations. Learn helpless, but they saw themselves as grasshoppers. Learn helplessness strips identity. You stop seeing yourself as who the Most High says you are, and you accept the oppressor's view of you. Man, that's heavy. Because who's the Most High say we are? Hey, let me get that real quick. This is Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai thy power, and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So let's look at that special. This is H5459 Sagalah, and it says a possession, property, valued property, a peculiar treasure, proper, good. So you're a special treasure. You're a special people, a peculiar treasure, very special to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And it says above. Okay, it doesn't say. I can't. Okay, that's just for people. I means people. So it says above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So we're supposed to be above everybody. Let's see here. This is Exodus 19 and 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. So this is what the men of the children, the men of Israel are supposed to be a kingdom, are supposed to be priests. Kingdom of priests, a theocracy. Let me see here. This also says it in Revelation. Let's just get that real quick. This is Revelation chapter 5, and this is going into the elect. Revelation 5 and verse 9, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai by thy blood. Whose blood? Yahushai's blood. Out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. So wherever we've been scattered to, whatever kindred we've been scattered into, whatever tongue, people, and nation. So we've been scattered all over around the world, looking like the different nations, speaking the different tongues of these different nations, looking like the different people. And this is where we've been scattered. And the elect are scattered amongst all these people. This is why the word is going out. The word is gathering the elect. And the internet is doing that heavy lifting. And has made us unto our power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So this is what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai says. You are to be kings and priests of the earth. You are to be ruling the earth. Yahushai, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, he's going to be the ruler of the earth. He's going to be the king. And then under him, the governing body, which are all Israelites. So let me get back to ChatGPT. Okay, the Minority Report, Faith versus Helplessness. Caleb and Joshua represent the opposite of helplessness. They said, let us go up at once, for we are able to overcome it. That's the mindset of faith, not conditioned defeat. So they had a faith mindset. Hey, we got Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai with us. We're able to do this. We can take it. We can take them. We can do it. So, but the people believed the evil report instead of the faithful one. So they like the darkness. They want to be, they rather be in the dark still. They're comfortable, being at the bottom. Meanwhile, you're specifically created to be at the top. Overall picture, Numbers 11, Israel wanted to go backward to Egypt. Numbers 13, Israel was afraid to go forward into the promised land. Both are symptoms of the slave mentality. Learned helplessness, fear of freedom, and gratitude for provision, believing the enemy is stronger, viewing themselves as grasshoppers instead of Yahweh's people. So fear of freedom. This truth, which was given through the blood of Yahushai, through his sacrifice that was opened up to us, has given us freedom. We're no longer under these chains of even learned helplessness. As the Spirit has revealed to us, what this is. This ain't the right mindset to be in. I'm not helpless. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, he's helping me through all this. Even Yahushai said he won't leave you comfortless. He's going to send the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit. And gratitude for provision, ungrateful for the food that you've been given. You see even people today, ungrateful for this truth, ungrateful for the simplicity of the word, going out. And they want to do something more. They want to have podcasts and have merchandise and all kinds of things that are just like not needful. 'Cause, 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 'c here it is. You trying to eat healthy. You know, you trying to eat your greens and this, that, whatever. Do like a juicing diet, but then somebody comes, they want to put sugar on everything. Like how is like, oh, that's bitter. The ginger is bitter. The beets and stuff like that. Oh, that's too bitter. I got to add some sugar to it. It's just this is good the way it is. Believing the enemy is stronger. Look, Esau, Edom, the heathen nations, they are not stronger than us. No way. Because even their scientists and historians, they say when you go back and look, the slavery, the harsh conditions that we've been through, they wonder like how we even survived through it, because they know for sure they can't. And Esau Edom ate Esau Edom's gonna get double to what he's done to us, and he's gonna get double in righteousness. It's not gonna be the nasty stuff that he's been doing. But the point is, his spirit has to be put on him in order to survive through this, because he can't survive the little hardships that he's getting through right now. So these nations are not stronger than us. They just been put over us. That's it. Viewing themselves as grasshoppers instead of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's people. This shows us that the wilderness wasn't just about traveling from Egypt to Canaan. It was about breaking the slave mindset and teaching Israel to trust Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai instead of their fears, appetites, or oppressors. So, and we're going through the same thing now. But this is the last time we're going to go through this, because this is the final phase. Matter of fact, let me find this precept real quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 11, and this is in the NLT. And this is Paul going into the same things that happened in the wilderness. But I'm just jumping to this part in verse 11. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 11 in the NLT. It says, these things happen to them as examples for us. So these things happen. This is happened to our ancestors, but these were to be written down for examples for us today. They were written down to warn us who live at the end of the age. So we're at the end of the age. We're at the end of Esau's age. We're at the end of all this. So they're warnings to us that are going out. Because we're going through these same things, examining our minds, whether we truly be in the faith. Breaking the mindset that we've been in here. Because we've been in Babylon our entire lives. Some of us woke up a few years ago, but we're breaking these different chains that hold our minds back. But hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna have to come back, finish this lesson. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.